Did you know the different ways that you position, the different ways that you arrange your body can ultimately influence your experience of your body, your experience of yourself? Because you're not just working physically with your body, you're working with your life force, your life energy, your prana. So I'm going to share with you now an uplifting practice which, amongst other things, focuses upon backbends, spinal extension. So first of all, just a few moments to arrive to your practice. Find a comfortable seated position, palms facing uppermost. The tips of your index fingers curl into tips, touch the tips of your thumbs into the gesture Jnana Mudra. To help to cultivate the right frame of mind for your practice, become aware of the movement and the flow of your breath, to feel the subtle play of your breath around the tips of your nostrils. And then completing one more full breath, releasing your hands, bringing the palms of your hands together and feel the warmth between your hands. After this next breath out, palms together, reaching your fingertips up towards the sky. Feel your side ribs expand as you breathe in, and then trailing your fingers through the air, floating your arms down with the breath out, releasing your arms, now releasing your legs and finding your way into an all fours position. So with your knees underneath your hip sockets, and for this practice, setting your hands a little forwards from your shoulders, so that feeling that sense of freeing up the energy within your body. So from this position, feeling the span of your hands, space between your fingers, space between your thumbs, and just begin to make a simple, now circling movement with your hips, with your pelvis. Not just a two-dimensional movement. You feel the tilt of your pelvis. You feel how the circles influence not just your hips, but you find the movement in your spine. So, in a way, awakening your spine. In the yoga tradition, one of the major energy pathways, one of the major nadis, runs through the very centre of your spine. It's Sushumna Nadi, and it's the channel through which the Kundalini energy rises. So, exploring the movement, accentuating the movement, making sure you bend your elbows so there's movement in your shoulders, there's movement in your spine, and then exploring that same movement but now in the opposite direction. So your hips circling, your elbows bending, movement to your shoulders, importantly movement to your spine, and then to bring your hips, your spine back to the central position for the first opening back bend from the all fours. Just checking that your thighs are in the vertical upright alignment. So important to keep your thighs towards vertical, and then beginning to walk your hands forwards without diving forward. So keeping your thighs vertical, promoting a gentle opening around your shoulders, around your mid-chest. Energetically, we open into our heart space, our heart centre, and you feel the sweeping curve of your spine. Breathe. Noticing as you make the shape, where within your body you feel your breath. And then after this next breath out, slide or walk your hands about halfway back. And with your hands again a little forward from your shoulders, tuck your toes under. After kneeling, it's always nice just to open a little more through the back of your legs. Draw your hips back and just gently pedaling. Now through the back of your legs, you allow your head to hang, no tension to your neck, and even to pivot a little on the balls of your feet, swaying your hips a little from side to side. Bring your hips, your spine back to the central position, resting both knees down. Move off your toes and just easing your way now down and onto your front. As you move onto your front, arranging your elbows to the mat underneath your shoulders. Your forearms parallel. If it's a little strong with elbows directly underneath your shoulders, just setting your elbows a little bit further back, looking to the space between your hands, so the back of your neck neutral, and with your collarbones wide, accentuate a little more now the lift to your breastbone, And at the same time, you soften your shoulder blades back and down, taking your gaze a little further forwards without forcing the back of your neck, and just gazing vacantly into space. Feel, if you can, your abdominal breath, your abdomen pressing towards the mat as you breathe in. You feel the release, not just from your abdomen, but also from your lower back each time you breathe out. Completing one more full breath, and then with your elbows moving a little further out to the sides, one hand on top of the other. Resting your forehead down, bring your legs together, bend your knees, and just sway your lower legs from side to side. Not feeling that sense of release in your lumbar, in your lower back. Your lower legs back to the upright, resting the top of your feet down, releasing your head from your hands. Now we're either going to return our elbows to the mat directly underneath our shoulders, or for Bhujangasana, Cobra posture, setting your hands to the mat either by your shoulders or for a stronger back bend around chest level, keeping your elbows tucked in. To begin with, without pressing into your hands, simply lifting a little more through your breastbone. And then if you want to press into your hands, it's not to lock your arms straight, it's to accentuate a little more the lift you feel to your breastbone, softening all the time, your shoulders back and down. You feel your upper arms rolling a little away from your chest. Breathe. Notice how you feel as you make this shape. And then slowly feel the resistance to lower down as we did before, one hand on top of the other, your forehead resting down, legs together, bend your knees, swaying your lower legs from side to side. Your lower legs then back to the upright, rest the top of your feet down, releasing your head from your hands. And again, either elbows under your shoulders or your hands to shoulder or chest level. And this time we can introduce a twist if that feels right for you. So elbows tucked in, still feeling the span of your hands, beginning to lift a little more through your breastbone. And if it's in your practice today, you press lightly into your hands, your elbows tucked in, your shoulders relaxing back and down, either to remain in this frontal position, or with your breastbone lifting to breathe in, turning to look over your left shoulder on the breath out. Breastbone lifting, come back to the center to inhale, looking to the right on the exhalation. Breastbone lifting, forwards position, breathing in. Feel the resistance slowly lowering. As you breathe out, make a cushion for your head with your hands. For the last time, legs together, knees bending. Feel the release as you sway your lower legs from side to side. Lower legs to the upright, the top of your feet resting down. Release your head from your hands. Rising first back into the all fours. Taking your knees a little further apart. Have your big toes towards each other. Tucking your toes under. And as you draw your hips, your bottom back, walking your hands about halfway back. So to counterpose the back bend we've practiced so far, you're now looking to actively round your spine. So knees apart, bottom back, your arms reaching forwards. Breathe. If you're familiar with the root lock, the Mula Bandha, so you introduce a very subtle lift to your pelvic floor. And again, this is associating with your spine, the very base of your spine. The Muladhara chakra, it's where the Kundalini energy resides within your body. Then to find your way to sit, walk your hands back. You can always take your hands behind, bring your bottom down, slide your legs away, giving your legs a little bit of a shake. And then, with your knees bent, ease your way down and onto the mat, now into a semi-supine position. Adjusting the angle of your chin so there's no compression, there's no tension to the back of your neck, with your feet at about hip or hip socket width apart, the outer edges of your feet sitting parallel upon the mat, and then beginning to peel your pelvis away from the mat, keeping your knees parallel, keeping your toes relaxed, back and down. As you begin to approach that point of restriction, just back away a little. Relax if you can. Your glutes, your buttocks, so there's no tension, there's no compression around your sacrum or your lower back, and maybe to lift a little higher. Accentuate again that curve to your lower back, either your hands, arms resting to the mat, or to take a bind, bring the palms of your hands together, but then using the bind, interlace your fingers, draw your upper arms, your shoulder blades towards each other, maybe your hips, your pelvis, lifting that little bit higher, your forearms gently pressing down to the mat. Breathe. If your palms are together, first releasing your hands, vertebrae by vertebrae, then releasing your spine, eventually your bottom to rest down to the mat. Bring your thighs, ankles, knees together, lift your feet, hold around your knees or behind your knees. Just simply circle your knees. Massage again the muscles in your lower back, making sure you make the circles in the opposite direction. And then with your knees becoming still, resting the soles of your feet back to the mat. Now you need to be honest with yourself. There's a word in Sanskrit, satya, truthfulness. Now, if that last back bend where you lifted your hips felt strong enough for you, I'm going to repeat that practice. If you're comfortable with Urdhva Dhanurasana, upwardly facing bow, now to explore a little bit of a stronger back bend. But remember, it's about that sense of energy. It's not about that final position. Always the movement, always the posture, a celebration of your body. It's not a judgment, it's not a criticism, and it's certainly not a punishment. So to explore Urdhva Dhanurasana, setting your hands back by your shoulders, and with your hands by your shoulders, you'll get your feet about hip or hip socket width apart. First of all, beginning to peel your pelvis away from the mat, keeping your toes relaxed, back and down and onto the mat. And if there's further to explore as you press into your hands, so you lift into upwardly facing bow, making sure you're still breathing, your breath flowing freely. Taking these last few breaths, maybe arms a little straighter, maybe hips a little higher. And then beginning to lower, slowly lower safely down. As you rest your bottom down, give your head a little turn just to release any tension from your neck. Legs together, knees bending, and again make some simple circles with your knees. And then you can either roll back into a seated position or find your way up to sit and to seal the practice, bringing your head, neck and spine into balance, resting the palms of your hands together, and with your hands in this devotional position, now to bow your head toward your hands with gratitude. Gratitude for your ability physically to be able to practice, gratitude for all of the different circumstances in your life which have given you the opportunity to practice. And then with your eyes closed, palms resting together, rubbing the palms of your hands together, and with your eyes still closed, bringing your chin back to parallel with the floor, resting the palms of your hands over your closed eyes. So when you open your eyes, you bathe your eyes into the warmth from your hands. Draw your hands slowly down your face, allowing the light to filter through your fingers. Thank you. If you like the video, please like it, share, subscribe if you're not already subscribing. Thank you for allowing me to share this uplifting practice with you.